Okay, so now my dough, my baby dough, or any dough that you've done, and it's rested at least in the refrigerator for 30 minutes or till it's cold. Mine has been in the freezer a little bit longer just because it's butter blend. So right now I'm gonna get these little small pie pans. Before I forget, I will spray it. Okay, I'll put it aside. I will take a little bit of flour. Well, it's supposed to be a little bit of flour, but I'll put some flour down. I will add my little dough. Then we're gonna roll it out. With pie dough, you're okay with adding a lot of flour, not like croissant dough or anything. Quite a bit of flour is fine. So you just want to work at the dough. See, it's a little sticking. Ooh. Okay, it's gonna work. It might be cracking just because I think the edges are a little too cold. It's gonna keep on rotating it. Okay, let's make sure the bottom is floured too. Okay, it'll just be about 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay, just keep on quarter turning it. If you don't turn it, it's gonna turn out to be a square, and you don't want a square in your pie. So when you're measuring it, because my sides are a little bit deeper than normal, I'm going to, it has to be about 2 inches bigger than this pie pan, because it's about a 2-inch depth. So you want it a little bit bigger. Okay, it looks good. All right, so that looks good. So there's a couple ways of putting the dough into your pie pan. You can roll it up carefully onto your rolling pin and lay it inside, like so. Okay, and then you want to ease the pie crust down into your pie pan. Just kind of let that hang down. Okay, then you want to just press it into the corners. All right, that's good. I'm gonna do the second one. Actually, you know what? Let's just fill this right away, and then I will top this one off and then do the second one, and I'll show you how I will do the actually, I'll let this sit, and then I'll roll out another one just so you see it. This is another small one. Spray my pan. Okay, flour my dough really well. Flour my rolling pin really well. I'm turning it. I might as well just finish this one off because I don't want to have this video a little too long. And then I'll show you how I'll do the Dutch apple topping. This is just going to the top for the top, so it'll just be, do the same thickness. You don't want a thick top for your pie. All right, that looks good. It'll just fit right on top. Let me go get my apple pie filling. I put it somewhere that had a draft because it was still hot. Okay, so this is my apple pie filling I made. It has to be cool before you put it into your pie crust. If it's not cold, it will melt all the butter that is in your pie. Okay, let me move this here. I'm gonna fill this all the way. Because the apples are cooked, it won't sink anymore. Sometimes if you buy a pie, the crust, if you put a double crust on top, you'll have an air gap. The reason for the air gap is the apples were not pre-cooked, so when it cooks, the apples will shrink. But because we pre-cooked this apple, the apple pie filling, it won't shrink anymore. So you want, well, might as well I'll make 2 baby pies. I think that's the deal. You can make 1 big one. All these apples will make 1 big 9-inch pie. Okay, I just couldn't make a 9-inch pie because I'm sharing it with a couple of people. Okay, when you have this, I'm going to lightly just kind of wet the edge here so my top crust will stick. Okay, so I am going to trim this a little bit. The best tool is scissors. You want to keep about half an inch from the edge, because we're going to stick this other top on top of the pie, and we're going to do a nice crimp. But you want, this one will save. I'll re-roll this and put it on the bottom of a pie. So this one, a good way to lift up your pie crust too, instead of using the rolling pin, you could fold your pie crust or pie dough in quarters and then lay it right on top and then open it. You don't want to open it, you don't want to hold it like a dress or like a piece of clothing, because it'll rip. So now I'm just going to trim this a little bit more, a little bit longer than the bottom piece, because we're going to tuck this pie dough under. All right, okay. It's like giving a haircut. I always have a pair of scissors that all right, so I trimmed the edge a little bit, okay? So now what you're gonna do is tuck, I wonder if you could see it. We're gonna tuck the top, or press the dough together and then tuck it underneath. I wonder if you could see that. I'm pressing and then tucking the pie crust underneath here. Okay. Okay. All right, so now that it's tucked, you do not want any pie crust hanging over the edge. It'll fall if it's too thick. Try to push it in. So now we're gonna do is some crimping. So what you wanna do is, there's a couple crimps that you could do. You could actually go around here and crimp it with a fork if you want, kind of old school. Let me push this a little bit. Then, or you could take a crimp. You could do this way with your fingers. This way. Do this thing. It's kind of sharp and pointy. You could do, I've seen where you could do a rope, angle it a little bit. I don't know if you could see that. Angle it a little bit. You can make it a little softer, but you want to do a nice pointy, crispy crimp. All right. Okay, looks good. Okay, I'm just gonna push my dough a little bit down because I know it's a little bit big, so I'm gonna try to push it into my pie crust, or if it overhangs, it'll break and fall. Look at all that. This looks really good. I got these little pie tins, I think either at the 99-cent store long time ago, or I got it kind of like in the to-go section of Smart & Final. So what you want to do now is cut a little slits on top. We're going to egg wash the top. A little bit of egg wash. Okay. You could egg wash before you cut the slits, because sometimes the egg wash will seal the slits back up. So we want to egg wash it so it's nice. This one makes it nice and shiny, makes it even brown. It seals it too. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna cover it with a little bit of crystal sugar. You got a little bit of crystal sugar in your packages yesterday. It's like crunchy sugar. You could also just put a little bit of granulated sugar on top. But see this crystal sugar here? It makes it really, really nice when it comes out. Or you could just put regular granulated sugar, which is fine. Okay? So that's nice. I'm going to just... The reason why I put slits, if the filling starts to bubble, it's not going to spew out of the pie. It's going to just come... The steam is going to just come out from the top part. Okay, so I'm going to let this rest in the refrigerator because we manipulated a lot of the gluten. This is going to rest in the refrigerator for 30 minutes and I'm going to bake it. Okay? Look how cute that is.